Okay, welcome to my video. This is my third attempt trying to install Gentoo, and each time I try to install it with this script, I modify it to set it up with XFS because in the script it only sets it up with ButterFS, external 4, and ZFS. I'm gonna try ZFS. Last time I modify it to use XFS, it seems probably because it's giving me read-only file system when I load up into root. I want to see if I can set up with other file system that it will not do that, just for the hell of it. So if this video works out good, I will continue using it with ZFS. Excuse me. So Gentoo installer. Yes, I'm not going to do it manually because I'm lazy. I've done it before many times manually, and I don't really feel like doing it, at least not right now, not at the moment, not in the mood. So I'm just going to do it with a script, and that is fine. So let's go to download. Let's go to Gentoo install main / and let's just sudo / install, and we're gonna set up with an optional ZFS compression and encryption. Do I want encryption? No. Yeah, before doing this, let's just exit, discard. Let's go to sudo cfdisk /dev /sda, and let's just delete these because I don't need those there. And now let's let's do that. So we can do it external 4 or ButterFS. The thing is, if I want to do it with ZFS, optional. Okay, so it's optional. Okay, so you don't have to use encryption. Pool type standard. Yeah, we'll use standard. Swap. Nah, don't need swap. Why is it invalid? Oh. Why doesn't it not find the device? Is the main question. Well, we'll go with that. ZFS, and we'll call this Gentoo virtual box. We'll go with Atlantic Canadian time. Yep, that's good. Figure network, sure. Download full history, and yeah, but it doesn't give me the right run. This takes a while, so I'm gonna have to pause it when it does that. Sure, let's see if this will all work out good. Okay, let's exit and let's run that again. Oh yeah, we need to do sudo -a sync, like so. That should work. So let's do a port snap and port snap extract. No, I mean portage. I mean, sorry, I'm thinking of FreeBSD here. So I know a little bit about Gentoo. I'm not stupid, but I don't want to do it manually. That's the only reason. I'm actually being smart. I'm using a script, and I'm also gonna set up a ZFS. Well, I mean, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna attempt to set up a ZFS, with the script, because I won't do this manually because I'm smart. Why would you want to do things manually when you have a script to do things for you? Keep it simple, right? I'm all about letting things do things for me nowadays. I don't like doing things manually. Even with Arch Linux, even though Arch Linux is a lot easier to set up manually compared to Gentoo. I have set up Gentoo manually many times and Linux from scratch, so that is that. So we need to get NTP. I mean, the reason why I know all this because this ain't the first time me playing around with the script, though I tried to modify the script. Why did that work? That's what? Oh, that's already done. Okay. No. I thought I got that. Why is it not downloading it? Okay. No. Why? Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense because you have to run this in root, right? That's why. That was the problem. I was being stupid right there. I was being stupid, eh? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be stupid in front of everybody here that's watching this video. So pardon me. And let's merge this. Come on, you can do it. Let's go. Shouldn't take too long to do this, right? Right? Well, it's taking its time, isn't it? Okay, it's done now. So let's rerun the script. There you go, it should work now. Okay, do you really want this configuration? So 1 GB for the BIOS partition, and we're gonna do ZFS file system. And let's go with that. See if it does it. So it does not want to do anything with ZFS, so we'll do sudo mod probe, maybe because we don't have the module installed. Let's try that again. It might work. We will see if that was the problem. It might work. It might not. If not, I'll just do it external 4 and call it a day. Seems to be doing its thing. Hopefully it installs the module to use ZFS. They say that you can also run the script on an Arch Linux ISO. So you don't have to really use Gentoo ISO if you prefer to. If you already have an Arch Linux USB stick laying around, you can just boot up Arch Linux on your computer and basically run this script as well, and it will install Gentoo on a hard drive. Because that's what's cool about Gentoo. Because the whole system is in a stage 3 tarball. Pretty neat, eh? I mean, I'm just pointing that out with people. If they're wondering like what ISO I use, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have a bootable Linux shell, you can install Gentoo on a hard drive using this script. Or even do it manually if you prefer. If you don't want to be lazy like me, and if you want to be an elitist Gentoo user, and you can do it all manually and have fun with that. I've done it many times, and I really grateful for these kind of scripts that people are putting out there for people like me that don't like to waste time. So we'll let it do its thing. I'm gonna pause this. I'll let it do its thing, and then I'll unpause it when it gets to the next step. Next step. Oh, this will take a while. This has got to be generating some Gentoo mirrors, and it will find the fastest ones, the fastest mirrors. Selecting the fastest portage mirrors. This takes a while, so I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so it's almost done, so I'll put it back recording. So let's minimize this. All right. Shouldn't take too long. They say ZFS is supposed to be a faster file system compared to all the other ones. So, according to DJWare, so I'm gonna just see how well this works with ZFS. Even though I don't really need to use it, I could have just went with external 4 and be done with it, right? I don't want to go with Butterfs anymore, so that's not going to be selected. I never tried Gentoo with ZFS, so that's why I'm doing it with this. I tried to use XFS by modifying the script, and I don't think that's such a good idea, though I'm not sure that is the problem. I will basically try it out with ZFS and see what happens when I boot it up and log into root. Then I can make a user. But that if my file system is writable. And I'm thinking the reason why it's not being writable is because of me modifying the script to use XFS instead of external 4. But I'm not sure that's the case. I'm really not sure. First time I ever got a Gentoo system that it's not writable. I don't know why. It should be. So now it's getting the Git repository. So it's going to install a few things. It does install like a pretty early version of, well, not early, but older version, I should say, of the kernel 6.1. For whatever reason, why it sets it up with that kernel, I don't know. Could be part of the script, or it could just be part of Gentoo. I don't know. It's hard to say, but that's the kernel it gives me. Doesn't really matter really, as long as it works. That's all that matters to me. You could probably always use different kernels anyways with the setup, but that's something I can do afterwards, because I will be playing around with Gentoo. Once I can get a good system up and going here, then I'll just leave the VM and do some stuff with it, learn as we go as well, because it's been a long while I hadn't used Gentoo, and I want to play around with it again and actually learn it better. And I might put it on one of my computers. Might, I say. Though I probably won't, because I do like Arch Linux better. But I guess in a VM it's fun to play around with, right? Or it doesn't hurt. So that's what I'll do. This is taking a little while, isn't it? Now the main goal is to get GNOME working on it and set up GNOME and configure it, and to my usually GNOME default settings. That would be in another video, of course. And basically set up VirtualBox guest editions to get it, full screen, full 1080p desktop inside the virtual machine, and that will be part of the next video as well. So I'll try to put it all together. I'll do some researching and stuff like that. Probably have a setup like this, have a page of the handbook of Gentoo to set up virtual machine, virtual box guest editions, what I meant to say, and basically set that up on Gentoo. And hopefully I can do a video that things don't go wrong, because if things go wrong, I just don't upload that video, because I'd rather just show a video where things go right, so that way when people watch it, it's not like, oh hey, yeah, I messed up towards the end of this video, so I wasted all your time watching it, sorry. No, I'm gonna do successful videos. If things are not successful, I will just scratch it out and redo the video and fix the problem until I get it right. Then I'll do a video on it, how I done it, pretty much. Or hopefully, things can go wrong, but if I can troubleshoot and fix it easily as I go, then that's not too bad. But if it's something that I'm spending over 10 minutes just trying to fix something and not accomplishing anything, it's just wasting people's time, and I'm also wasting my time as well doing that. Well, not really wasting my time, because that's what I do with Linux. I tinker and play around with, and most things always go wrong, and then you learn from your mistakes, right? That's how I learned to get good on Linux. It's just like playing guitar or bass guitar or drums, you won't sound good at first, but if you keep practicing and learn how to play things properly, you'll get good at it eventually, just like playing sports as well. So yeah, pretty much what it is. And me, not saying I'm professional Linux, but I do know my way around it, but it's because I use it for so long and I mess up things so much. I'm not a professional like a lot of Linux users like to think they are. I'm not one of those kind of users. I'm just a regular dude that uses Linux for a very long time, that I know how to fix things for the most part. I still research my problems a lot to resolve my problems, but that's okay. That's nothing wrong with that. We do got a lot of information on the internet. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. Oh, it does set up with ZFS Kmod. Nice. That's what I was hoping it would do. What that does is basically will set up a kernel module. Is what KMod stands for. So it will let me mount my ZFS file system. So basically it's already in there because I just had to load the module and it loaded it up. So that's why I'm proceeding with this installation, because otherwise, as you see, when I first started, it said that the module wasn't loaded up. So I had to load the module up, do a mod probe. And now I'm proceeding with the installation, because if it didn't detect the module, I wouldn't be at this point right now. So that's nice that it does install the kernel module. So therefore, when I do boot up the system on the hard drive, it should boot up the root file system of ZFS, and it should mount it. And it should be read and writable. Knock on wood. Hopefully, it being read only was my mistake by, modifying the script to use XFS instead of external 4. So let's see, this is part of the script. I did not edit anything. So let's see if that does the same problem like it did before. I don't know how long this is going to take to compile this. But it will take a while. So I'm going to pause this video instead of me just ranting and bored you guys to death. So right now it's installing ZFS, which I don't know how long that's going to take to do, but I think it's already done. So now it's yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take to do that. I don't think it's done. It's basically compiling right now. I think nope, it's not done yet. Still, it's compiling right now. So I'm going to pause this. It might take a while. Well, let's proceed. It's doing more stuff now. I'm boiling water right now. I'm making coffee because I need coffee, because I'm getting kind of sleepy just looking at the screen here. Imagine me doing this manually. I wouldn't survive. It's not that I can't do it, I just don't want to do it. There's a difference. Now it's sys Linux. It's installing sys Linux. It doesn't seem to install grub. It seems to want to use sys Linux. So that's quite interesting. Doesn't matter. Sys Linux is not bad. I have worked with it before in the past with my Tuxedo Linux distribution, so it's not bad to work around with. I'm quite familiarized with it. So, yep, that's done. Now it's doing some kernel compiling, I'm guessing, because it does show ZFS modules, which is good to have. Linux firmware, which is December 12th, 2023. It's not that old. I believe it's using like a stable kernel or something, I don't know. It's definitely not like 6.6.8 right now. I think that's what Arch Linux is on, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I get. It just does take a while, doesn't it? I'll pause this. Okay, now it's proceeding to to the next thing. Gentoo kit. Tool, not Gentoo, but Gentoo kit. So it's all done. So, oops. Let's just push Y here to set up root password. So it's gonna ask me to reboot, or I can go to root. I'm gonna just power this off in the console. And the reason why I'm doing it in the console, because when I use KDE to shut down things, it doesn't seem to power it off. So let's try that. And you have to be in root, which I figured, but I thought it would have done it anyways, but it doesn't. Let's see if it powers the system off. Yes, it does. So the command line works. My kettle's it's boiling, so I'll be right back. Okay, I got my coffee, or what the Brits would call it. I got my cuppa. So I will basically untick the optical drive, because I don't need to use that anymore. Alright, now let's push start, and let's hopefully it boots up to that system. They got some errors again, and it did not work. Why? Oh boy, that ain't good. No boot FS found. So probably setting this up with ZFS is not a good idea either. Is this oh boy, does so it is indeed using Gentoo. Can I that does not work. That works. Okay, let's try LSBLK. That does not. Okay, let's try bin. Maybe mount proc. Or maybe do a nano dash etc fs tab. I probably won't find nano. Nope. So I'm gonna do this with external 4. So let's go back to VirtualBox, and I will pause this, redo the whole entire system, and show you my results. So I am now install it in TP. I'm doing installation all over again, but I'm going to be pausing it through the whole process. But I'll just do this little process here after it's done compiling this. Okay, so once that is done, I can reload the script again. Let's do that. Now, to show you guys that I'm just going to use the default settings with external 4 or ext4. Just gonna have to deal with it. I'll just use this file system. If it's read only with this file system, there's definitely something wrong with this script. I ain't doing nothing else wrong with it. So I'm gonna hit yes, and I'm gonna let it install. Then I'm gonna unpause it once I shut down the VM once it's done installing. So yeah, so I will unpause it once I load up basically the hard drive of the freshly installed Gentoo system, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now that's done. Power this off. I didn't mean to hit pause. I was on the wrong window box. So let's power this off. And let's see if it boots up from the hard drive without any problems. This is what external 4 is basically default. I hadn't changed anything but other than not adding swap to the partition. So let's load this up. Seems to be fine. Look at that. So nice. So this is, it seems like this is fine now. So external 4 is probably the best option with this script. I wouldn't, maybe ButterFS as well, but I probably would rather use external 4. But some reason when you modify the script to XFS, it seems to maybe I didn't load the module up. That's probably why. Like, I think there's a module for that. Let's just try that. Mod Pro XFS. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Anyways, so since that's all done, let's add a user. Let's minimize this. Add a user. So there's gonna be so I'm gonna do user. Whoops. User add. It's gonna be a second video because if it didn't work, it would not be another video. The user add user wheel. These are all the groups. Audio /s/bin/bash and tuxhat. Mailbox file. Okay. So let's do password tuxhat. Doesn't matter. So probably want to add this into sudo. So we're going to do emerge ask, and we want to install neofetch inxi and sudo and nano. Nano's probably already installed. So let's do that. Oh, let's do that. Yes. Now it seems to be working perfectly fine. That's good. Because I was about to give up on Gentoo. But yeah, there'll be a second video of me installing GNOME and VirtualBox guest editions, so I can get, like, you know, a full screen of 1080p desktop, and there'll be more videos on Gentoo. I'll definitely will keep this on. This is working good now, and now I got a full system that I can play around with and configure it as best as I can. It seems to be quite fast. Yeah, this seems to be working really fast. Or at least a lot better than before. What I'll do is I'm going to install Gentoo, the GNOME desktop, because I want to. It's probably going to take a while to compile it, so that will not be in the video, but I will compile it after I'm done this video. and basically let that just compile. And then my second video, I will not have, well, yeah, I will have the GNOME desktop set up for it. So next time you'll see my second video, I'll already be in the GNOME desktop. But before I end the video, I'll show you how to like install the GNOME desktop once this is done. So this is definitely using external for our ext. So we do init xi p. So yes, using ext4. Neo fetch. Gentoo using 6.1.67 kernel. So to set it up, you need to basically select profile list, and then you'll see a lot of lists. So it's 7, so it's systemd. So you're going to do profile set 7, and then do a list again, and it should show it selected. That's good. So then after that, you want to do nano / etc portage make config. Yeah. So, and you want to add some flags here. So here you can do, I think you can do native like that. Use flags, you can do use equals dash qt5 dash qt5, or maybe I can just qt5 dash kde dash x dash gtk, and then systemd like so. And what else? Okay, okay, that's good. So that's all good. Let's go back here. And also we probably want to go back here again, and we want to do feature, what's this? Feature keep work. Okay, so we'll add that in there. Features equal keep work, and we'll also add make ops equals job 4. They say requires 8 gigs of memory. I have 16 for this virtual machine, so that should be good. Okay, that's done. Now let's go to build your GNOME. So basically, once you've done all these flags or all these settings in your make.conf, like as you see what I just done, you just do emerge -- ask yeah GNOME -base / GNOME, and it should install. It's like 610 packages, so it does take a while. And needs updating. Okay, so I guess we need to do emerge dash a vu nd at world. I think that's what it's asking me to do. I think hopefully that works. It does. I don't know how long this will take. That's a lot to do. So anyways, just update your settings by what you just saw me just done there's just there. And then after that, you just use this command here to install GNOME. And then it should be good. So this is part 1 of the video. There'll be a part 2. So thanks for the watch. Until next time, I will come back with the second one with GNOME on Gentoo. So it works with ext4 partition. Sadly, I couldn't use XFS. Anyways, cheers.